Hello, everybody. It's me, James Lott Jr., and this is my 3-month update. As of today, October 2nd, it is my 3 months since I was diagnosed with Bell's palsy. So, 90 days. That's crazy. In some ways, I'm like, that went by fast. In some ways, that was the longest 90 days of my life. Hopefully, you can see me. I'm trying to make sure I do these very naturally, and I was trying not to be so close to the screen as I was before. But you can look at me and see that I am better. If you watch the first episode of the season, you'll see that I had the Bell's palsy, but I am looking better. I get most of my smile back, most of it. I would say I think in the looks department, I think I'm about 90%. And I want to talk about that with the looks part. I want to tell people out there that you can still have problems internally, even though you may look better on the outside, and that's something with chronic pain. Period. And sometimes chronic conditions, that the outside looks great, but the inside stuff's still going on. And so I'll talk about that in a second. But I want to touch on a couple of things because I'm documenting this. I want to touch on a couple of things that come up for me now at the 3-month mark. Because now the major physical part of it is over for me at this point. The drooping and everything was like really pronounced. And it was hard to do stuff. That's pretty much done, as you can see. But I still have issues with pain, issues with my eye sometimes. There's twitching because the nerves are all coming back. There's twitching. I had this one right now. It's kind of crazy. But twitching, my mouth still freezes in spots because I'm still doing the exercise, still trying to strengthen it. That can take up to a year in many cases for it to fully come back. But drinking a lot of straw sometimes is hard. I can't pucker my lips a little. It starts to freeze up for like 3 or 4 or 5 seconds, and then it unfreezes. Sometimes if I talk too long, sometimes that makes my mouth just feel a little weird and just kind of not function. But yeah, headaches sometimes come, sinus pressure, sinus stuff, because all this is connected. Cranial nerve, everything's connected. And that's bothersome sometimes, but I'm kind of getting used to that on some weird level because now it's been 3 months in, and one of the things you kind of get used to, you kind of not get used to it. But I have different routines and things that I do to help alleviate the pain, and I was talking about this, and I joined recently, since you saw me last, I did join a Bell's palsy facial paralysis group on Facebook, and we've been talking, and a lot of us, heat's like your best friend. A hot towel, hot anything on spots softens things, makes things not go as crazy, and relaxes your face and stuff. I take warm and hot baths and hot showers have been my friend for my body. Been great. They're good for anyway. They're good for everything. It's good for when you want to sleep. Good for everything. What's that? Oh, something over there. I was looking at something over there. And so that's been like a good friend to me. I'm still continuing. I've lost nearly 40 pounds. I'm still going through the whole eating clean kind of thing. I know there are vegetarians and vegans out there, of course. I just talked about this on the group the other day too. But then there are a lot of plant-based and plant products you can eat to help with your Bell's palsy. They say B12, B6, things with lysine in them. They're just some great. You can get supplements, of course, but I like to eat, so I want to eat healthy and eat food, not just take a supplement. So I do eat meat and I do eat fish, and that has been a great thing for me. And there's certain dairy products and things I have been eating. But just for anybody who's vegetarian or vegan, there are other options out there too, of course, and again, supplements. But I try to follow the eating closely and do that. But one of the things that's come up, because it's, the physical part, now you're kind of in it. And one of the things that's really interesting for me is now living with it on some level until it's fully gone. And I have to live with it. And Thursday and Friday were two of the best days, this past Thursday and Friday, of my health life. I mean, I felt nearly normal those 2 days. Why? I have no idea. I just took it, ran with it, literally went for a 2.4-mile walk, which I haven't done in a long time. People who know me, I'm a walker. I like to walk. That's my form of exercise. Felt really good. I'm lighter on my feet now because I've lost weight. So naturally, which makes sense, you feel lighter on your feet. Imagine that, right? I mean, no headaches, no nothing. I mean, it was just a really good. My mouth, everything worked fine. There was no twitching. There's no nothing. Everything just went really well. It was a very interesting Um, just 2 days in a row that just were just really good. Not so great late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. That was really horrible. Um, but Sunday and Monday yesterday, I would say I'm at 60%. So I was doing much better both those days. As I record this, doing much better. So I mean, it's living with it and figuring it out. And as some of you know or don't know, I've released 2 songs. No Jugando Aquí, which is my Spanish language song, and I just want to break out / Destiny, my dance songs. I released them while I was on Bells Palsy, and I released a book called Good Afternoon. So I'm learning. I'm kind of, you'll see me slowly. I'm kind of getting into what I used to do before Bell's Palsy. But again, it depends on the day, depends on how I feel, depends on energy I have. I don't have any energy, I stop. Just don't even worry about it. I'm very in tune with my body at this point. I'm like an observer. I was telling my aunt, I'm like an observer, and I'm like I'm going through it, but I'm also watching it, and I'm kind of gathering information. And it's been very interesting for my new crusade, especially on managing stress and health. But I'm going through stuff, but I'm also like fascinated by it on some level, and I'm tired of it at the same time. Like I'm sure people like there understand that. Another thing that's really interesting for me is that I'm doing all this alone. And this is not for any sympathy or pity or anything like that. It's the truth. I don't have a spouse or a partner. I don't have, my kids aren't here. They're not here helping me. My grandkids are too young. But they're not here either. I live with someone, but that person doesn't really do anything for me either. I mean, I just don't, I'm sure if I asked, maybe something would be done. And people have offered, and it's just not, and okay, so let me distinguish 2 things. There are people who have offered to do things for me and have said, and have done things for me, but that's here and there. They don't live with me. They're not with me. There's the day-to-day thing with this chronic condition. Anybody who has a chronic condition understands this. I'm completely alone. So I do this all myself. This is all, because I'm alone. I go to my house, I go to bed alone, everything. It's me. So when I have bad days, it's me dealing with it. When I have good days, it's me dealing with it. If I want to go to the grocery store, or make dinner, or make lunch, or breakfast, or put lotion on, or whatever, it's all me. I take my medications, everything. It's all me. And during my suicidal phase, which I did an interview I've done an interview since I've done with the CarolynTopolTalk.com, where I talk about this. I felt suicidal at some of the major parts of this diagnosis. I had nobody, and I couldn't smile, and I couldn't drink, and I couldn't eat, and my face was paralyzed, and I felt like I couldn't take it anymore, and the pain was there. I just couldn't take it anymore. And and with this condition with Bell's palsy, you do not have and do not know when you will get better. You could wake up one day and feel better. Something on some level, not like just miraculously, but you know what I mean? Like, you could feel the same for a week, and then all of a sudden you can smile again, or all of a sudden you can close your eye, all of a sudden your eye stops watering. Like, it's just this weird thing where it's layered. And so the recovery time is different for every single person, and the degree of recovery is different for every single person. Since it's not like you get a stomach flu, you take this stuff, you throw it all up or crap it all out, and then by 3 or 4 days you're better. There's no precedent. I mean, and that's what can be really scary too, because you just don't know when you'll get better, and that can be very daunting and unknown, and just you get over it. And so I have no problem admitting, yes, I felt suicidal. I thought of ways to kill myself. I completely was just like, I can't take this anymore. But I didn't do it, obviously. I didn't do it. But I just want people to know that you will feel these thoughts sometimes. And the medications can make you feel these thoughts sometimes, too. The medication, the steroids are making me crazy. And actually, folks, since I talked to you last, too, the steroids, they didn't take me off the steroids the correct way, which is supposed to be tapered off. So, like, you go 60 milligrams, 40, 20, 10, it off. They didn't, so I had withdrawals for 2 days coming off steroids. It was the scariest thing I've ever been through, and I now know it's like to detox. It was not fun, and I do it alone. And the reason why I bring this up too about the alone thing too is I want people to know that if you're out there and you're going through a chronic illness or Bell's palsy or something like that, and you don't have a spouse or a partner or a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or girlfriend or kids or anybody around, you're brave, you're strong. Just push through, feel the emotions like I did, feel them, I want to be an example that you can get through it. If you have somebody in your life that's there, who lives with you, who's there, who's on top, and who's like wants to help you, thank your lucky stars and thank them every day for being there. Being a caretaker is not easy, and to find people who are good caretakers is not easy either. And so so on both ends of that, if you have somebody, that's great. And the folks who have helped me here and there and have come to see me here and there, and all the fans out there who have been just like, that's what's kept me going. So I want to make sure make sure that's clear. My friend Jennifer Lava, I want to make sure I give a shout out to her. But it's just like people have been on the outside, perimeters have been really great to me, and have kept me encouraged to keep going. And telling me they've been enjoying me sharing my story and this journaling of this. Again, shout out to my best friend Sebastian Brant Martinez, another person who encouraged me to do this. But it's been kind of great. It's been interesting to look back, because I did a collage the other day of my journey in the face, and it was really hard to look at myself from just 2 months ago. But this from a month and a half ago, I was like, oh my God, it was me. My face was completely paralyzed. It was just, it's crazy that I went through that. I look back and I'm like, it almost feels like another person, but I know I went through it. I'm still in it, and I still have things to kind of still continue to accomplish. But it's just weird to look back. Another thing I'm managing is anxiety. Anxiety plays a big part in this because you get anxiety, and I have anxiety attacks, and I'm learning. I haven't had a drink in 3 months. I haven't had ice cream or anything in 3 months. I haven't done anything. All my things I would go to calm me down have not worked. So I'm completely doing a lot of meditation and prayer and my garden. And I'll tell you, I love frivolous things now. I get serious stuff, of course, too, and I believe in serious things. But watching bad television and reading trashy magazines sometimes completely calms me down, because it's nothing for me to really think about. It just keeps me calm. So that was something. So find your calm. I tell everybody, find your calm. Whatever it is, find your calm. It's very important. I've learned so much about my body. I learned so much about my spirit. I learned so much about everything going through this process. I'm very in tune with who I am right now. I'm in tune with my mortality. I'm in tune with what can happen to you. Stress can kill you, yes. And I've had a lot of death in my life. I lost my godmother recently. In the middle of all this, I'm not really stressed out at all, and I lost my godmother to cancer, which is yet another loss in my life. I've had so many losses in the last couple of years, people close to me. But stress can also keep you alive, but miserable. I mean, you keep saying to everybody out there, so people are like, well, I'll just, if I die. But no, you may not die. You may be alive, and being alive and miserable is worse. Death is the easy way out. Being alive and miserable is completely miserable. So as I tell people, manage your stress, manage your weight, manage your jobs, manage everything. I mean, like, really, you shouldn't be doing anything or being in any kind of situations you don't want to be in that are not good for you. I mean, it sounds so, I know, cliche, but it's so true. And I just I'll make sure I get that out to you. It's supposed to be a really quick James Lott Jr. show, which is like, I think don't do them this long, but I know this one and Bells Palsy I've done longer episodes, just because I want to make sure I get these things out to you and share with you what's going on. But I'm hanging in there. I'm not out by any means. I'm down a little bit, but I'm not out by any means. You're going to start seeing me kind of return to some things that I've done before, but it's all being done. It's very calculated, but also very loose. Because it depends on my feelings every moment, every single day. I'm very moment to moment at this point. I'm very present in my life these days, and so you'll start seeing me return a few things. And in a month, I have my show Breaking Into on Black Hollywood Live celebrates 3 years. So I kind of want to make sure I want to try to. My goal is to get back to doing that show, or at least do a show for my 3rd anniversary. I've had 2 great anniversary shows already in the past, but I really want to create a show that is part of my new crusade. So I have an idea. I have an idea of something, and I'm going to work on that, and I'm going to try to get that to you guys out there. That's on Black Hollywood Live. What else? I think that's it for now. I think I'm going to just kind of sign off. You can follow me at JLJ Jr. on all social media platforms. This show, of course, has a Facebook page, the Really Quick JLJ Show. We're on YouTube under JLJ Media. The whole first season's there. Second season, I have a couple episodes already. This episode, I believe, 3. And I have a couple episodes coming up that are very random. That are coming. This show is always very random, except for this Bell's Palsy thing is very specific. But a lot of random stuff in between is gonna be coming out this season. And like I said, it's a very homegrown, low bud show. Nothing fancy, but just information. That's life. I'm not fancy. I'm kind of low budge, and I like giving out information. If you want to know more about Bell's Palsy, go to my pages, and I've been posting Bell's Palsy facts and figures, and you'll see you'll see kind of what I'm talking about, and signs and symptoms and things like that. Because if you feel like, but here's my last thing I would say: if you feel like you don't feel right, go to the doctor. If you don't have insurance, go to a free clinic or a low-cost clinic. There's a bunch of them. If you need help, you can contact me, and I can point you in the direction of some. But you have to get checked out, because like anything else, the earliest you get to fighting it and attacking it, just the chances are that you will recover. Period, but also maybe faster or sooner. But just you'll recover, because you'll attack it right away and get it. Because they can give you the right drugs and medications and tell you what to eat and all, and just everything. So, but I'm James Lott Jr., and I want to thank you all so much for your support. I do feel it, and I will see you next time.